Happy Wednesday, my beautiful YouTube family. Today I'm going to show you 6 different DIY centerpieces that you do not need to be a professional in any way, shape, or form to make. For this first centerpiece, you are going to need obviously your choice of flowers, a mason jar, some paint, which I just have Martha Stewart craft paint, a paintbrush, some metal shears, and these butterflies from the 99-cent store actually, but you can replace them with any kind of faux butterfly. Legit, all you gotta do for this guy is take the top of that jar and then paint it whichever way you want. I'm gonna paint it from the inside because I really like the gloss of the glass on the outside, but do whatever your heart is telling you to do. After these guys dry, you're more than welcome to add a coat to the inside, like a clear coat to protect the water, but I really don't care that much, so I'm just gonna leave it as is and add my flowers. I am completely intimidated by making centerpieces. That is why I stick to wildflowers or baby's breath like this, because it just does so much for you. You don't have to really worry about it. And then what I'm gonna do is just add those butterflies for a touch of color and texture. I love this centerpiece because it is just so simple. I don't think anybody could mess this up, and that is what makes it so great, because you don't need to be intimidated by this at all. For this guy, you're going to need to upcycle some jars or buy them from the dollar store, but don't waste your money. You can upcycle some lace or get some lace trim from Michael's, ropes at different thicknesses, scissors, and hot glue. Just like this entire video, you do not need to be intimidated by any of this, because all you're going to do is put a dot of hot glue wherever you desire and wrap that jar with as much rope as you, oh my god, Callie. So like I was saying, all you're gonna do is wrap the rope around the jar as much as your heart desires. And a really cool way of doing this is you literally don't need to like line it up every time. You just need to go underneath the line that you already did and then scoot that baby up, and it actually is way quicker than trying to be super tedious. Once you're pumped with how much rope is on your jar, add a dab of hot glue to the end of the rope and then snip it off, and voila. You can definitely leave these as is because the rope just looks dope by itself, or you can add a little texture to it and add a bow to it. You can even wrap another jar and put the lace trim on top of the rope. The possibilities are truly endless on this one. You can even add a little wood slab with that 40% off coupon from Michael's, and it just ties the entire thing together. Again, like I said before, I'm super intimidated by centerpieces, so that's why I'm sticking to the flowers that you see here today, but you're more than welcome to take a risk and buy some, I don't know, some crazy flowers. This one is also on the rustic side, and you're gonna need doilies, rope, scissors, hot glue, and your vase. All you're gonna need is 2 doilies for this, but you don't need to add the hot glue. You could add tape if you wanted to. The reason that I add a dab to each side is to keep the doily in place so it's easier to work. Now that you got both of them on, all you need is a piece of rope, and you wrap it around, tie a little bow, and you're done. I'm not sure if it's happened to you, but I know that sometimes when I need a bow to be perfect, that's not always the case. So a trick that I have is I add a dab of hot glue and manipulate the bow to where exactly I want it, so it looks perfect all the time. You can pop a candle in these guys and they look super rad, but I prefer to put flowers in them, and I'm gonna do yellow flowers because I think it's a really pretty contrast to the white. Playing off the yellow and the white theme from the previous centerpiece, we are going to need lemons, a knife, a cutting board, 2 vases, one that fits snugly in a larger one, and your choice of flower. Put the smaller vase into the larger vase, because the larger vase is going to be where we're stuffing it with lemons, and by that I mean cutting them as thick as you can to fit snugly between that little tiny space right there, enough to go around the entire vase. And how much is enough? Well, as you can see, it was about 3 bags of lemons for my vase. Do not freak out, I got them from the dollar store, so they're on the low, and then all you're gonna do is stuff those lemon slices on the outside ring of this centerpiece. If that makes any sort of sense, I hope it does. And then you're just gonna go ahead and fill it with whatever flowers that you want. I'm gonna act like I know what I'm doing right here, but I don't. So I'm gonna add some filler, which is baby's breath, you can never go wrong, and I think it looks pretty rad. So we are going to utilize that last concept that you just saw, but we're gonna do it farmhouse style. So you're gonna need a basket, a smaller vase that fits in the middle of it, maybe a sheet of plastic to put on the bottom of your basket just in case the eggs fall through, and then you're gonna need some faux eggs. This is ridiculously easy. If you need a sheet of plastic, put it on the bottom. You can use saran wrap if you wanted to. Grab your vase, place that in the center, and then simply pour the eggs all around it, and it will look like a big basket of eggs sitting on your countertop after you add some florals. It will add the perfect touch to make a great conversation piece. This last one was definitely spur of the moment, but I had so many extra florals and I had this dope watering can from HomeGoods, so I just decided to literally add the flowers to the watering can, and I loved how it turned out. And there you guys have it, 6 different centerpiece ideas that I literally executed in less than 30 minutes. And I know it's not gonna take everybody that short amount of time, but they are so easy. I just don't want you guys to be intimidated by this at all. I hope that you guys enjoyed this week's video, and hopefully I am dropping a second one on Friday for you with some spring room decor, but again, it could be utilized for any time of the year if you just switch the colors. All right, guys, you know the deal. I would normally say I will see you next Wednesday, but hopefully I will see you Friday in my next room decor video.